All right. Tea sippers. It's your favorite girl, a true lady. And you know I spill everyone's tea but my own. Actually, I have been spilling my tea a little bit lately. But today we are spilling Angela Perkins' tea about her upcoming play, Love's Complicated. Welcome to
Thank you, thank you,
the
thank you.
platform.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And not only do we have Angela, we have our co-writer, Deetra. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
Doing fine, doing
Good,
fine.
good.
Ladies, we are going to talk about love. We are going to talk about film and anything else in between, because I love a good conversation, child. So, Angela, let's talk about your start in filming. It sort of seems like it was accidental, but a good accident.
Yes. Actually, it was. My name is Angela Perkins. I'm an actress, director, and founder of Out the Ordinary Production here in Houston, Texas. And so, how I got started in this industry is I saw a post a director had for a stage play. And so, at the time, my daughter was taking classes, and so I reached out to him in regards to the role, and he told me my daughter was too young. So I thought that was the end of that. But what happened was he reached back out to me, and I told him, "Oh no, please, that is not my thing. I'm the behind the scenes shy person. No, I'm not interested." But the person was so persistent, and so since he was so persistent, I said, "Okay, I'll do it." And from there, I met a director. Her name is Tracy Bonner, and we were talking, and she was sharing some things with me that she has stage plays and that she wanted me to be a part. So I said, "Okay." So after that, she did reach out to me, but I told her if it was, she told me about a role. So I said, "I don't want a lot of lines now, okay?" She said, "Okay." So when I get the script, I have a lot of lines, but I went ahead and did it. Then so I was with her for some years, and then so I met some more actors who was working with this particular director, and so they told me to I should audition for her, if I want to take my acting to the next level. So actually, I reached out to I didn't reach out to the person. I friended her on Facebook, and so after that, she had an audition, and I was tagged in some of her auditions by some other actors. So I went ahead and auditioned. But the crazy thing about that is, just prior, a year before, I didn't even know who the lady was, but she had tagged me in a post that a stage play that she had already had. But I couldn't go because it was my birthday. So I was traveling at the time. So full circle around, like I said, some actors told me about her. So I auditioned for it. Then I started working for her. And then just from day one, this director, her name is Annie Jones with AWJ Production. It was on me from day one. I'm like, okay. But, I worked with her for some years. And then after working with her, I decided, okay, I just want to do some short films, and tell stories about, African American, how we go through different things. But there's always hope. There's always other options that we don't have to stay in that, situation that we're in. But I bring it through, like I said, the first thing was the short film. And so we let them see, we bring it through comedy, drama, romance, but we show them, we don't stay in that dark place. We show them there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So that's where I am today. And then, like I said, To Feel Love was a short film, but God spoke to me about putting it on stage. So I did that. Wasn't expecting to do that because I wanted to do film, not stage plays. But here I am doing the second stage play. So that's where you have Love's Complicated. And the co-writer, she's on the call as well. And it's, it's just ironic how God can connect you to the right people. Yeah. Yes, connect you to the right people. Her, she knew exactly where I was headed. So, her input added on to, the scripts as well. And also another young lady too, her name is Sandra Basie. She was a big part with the first one because I told her the story I wanted to tell. And so she wrote it. And so Deetra and I wrote the second part of it. So here we are. We Love's Complicated with the second stage.
All right. So obviously, God opens doors that we don't even recognize, or the doors for us to open.
Exactly.
So, Deidre, what door has he opened for you when it comes to filming, writing, and joining with Angela herself?
Oh my goodness. Really, personally, it was just a door that I closed on myself. Not one that, God allowed me to go through whatever I went through, but it actually brought me back to where I needed to be. So that just opened up stuff that life happens. And we go in this jail and we stop doing what we're supposed to do. And then when you make it through full circle, those same stories and the same things that stopped you from doing what you wanted to do at first, now you can use them to minister to somebody else. And he's allowed me to do that through writing, film, just being me, being happy again, just opening myself up and not being ashamed to tell my story. Because see, in writing, you can tell your story and they don't know it's your story, but you're able to release it and get it out. So, yeah.
Being authentic. That's it.
Very.
That's the biggest thing. And like right now, our society is just continuously making copies of people and situations. So we needed authenticity. And I always say people gravitate towards the real. They gravitate towards genuine because that's what's lacking right now.
Right, exactly. You are so
far.
You telling me.
Like that's a word. That is like word.
Because again, that goes back to you can about relationships.
Yeah.
Because relationships and just love in particular, is very complicated. It's confusing. There's lack of communication. So what you just said, it ties back to all of that.
So what is the authenticity that people are going to feel when they come and sit down and watch Love Complicated? Like what is that moment?
Oh, look. I mean, so far as without just giving too much of the play, like dealing with the aspect of the mother and child relationship, because like I've said before, a lot of stuff that we deal with in our adulthood actually starts when we were younger. So those things that we feel like we buried and we got over and this and that, it's probably going to bring up some of those feelings. But still, if you just look back and be like, man, I overcame that. Man, I did that. Or also, this is why I'm having problems in my relationship today, because I wasn't getting the love from my parents, or I did get the love from my parents, but it was toxic. Because to be honest, they loved us how they knew how they loved us from the place they were at that moment. So no matter how many children you have, like I have 2 children, they both had different parts of me because I was at a different place when I had both of them. So, it's deep. If you pay attention and you be real with yourself, it gets very deep. Not just surface level deep, but deep in those parts where we feel like we didn't hid.
Right.
Come on now,
Yeah, because see, we
so
also
take that mask off, okay?
Yeah. In relation, we also show, how it is in couples, how again, Deidre touched on that, how we expect certain things from our mate, the different expectations and desires. And, we were brought up from 2 different, type of families. So, of course, the way I was brought up may not be the same way the other person's brought up. So, of course, they don't know how to love you the way you want to be loved. But so we show all of that as well. We show the misunderstanding and conflicts in relationships. We show the ups and downs. The doubt, the insecurities, the fear. We show all of that in the stage play.
So to piggyback off of the things that both of you guys saying about the toxic love and learning your significant other's love, it's like sometimes we cannot compute people's love because we're so dead set on how we want to be loved. And it's like, how do you notice that, and how do you learn to accept the love that is given if it isn't toxic? Like, how do you notice that?
It really takes growth. Like you first loving yourself, knowing what it is, setting a boundary, how you want to be loved, what you're not going to go for. It's just really taking a stand and dealing with you first, because we can't deal with other people if we haven't even dealt with ourselves. And
That's
that
right.
means fixing those, recognizing those toxic traits, or just fixing what's in us that we know, okay, I didn't like the way this felt, so why am I going to bring it to this person? It's really, to me, it's recognizing what's in you first. This is how I want to be loved. And so I'm a show you, and then you show me. It's communication, reciprocation, reciprocity, however you want to say it, just it's a two-way street, and both of you have to want it.
Right. So, and you have to put in the work. You have to, if you really want it to work, you have to put in the effort to make it work, because with love, we say it all the time, love is joy and pain. What's his name?
And right.
Yeah, it's difficult to understand, but and it's hard to express. So listen, but sometimes we make it that way, because it can be beautiful, it can be rewarding, something that we really want if we want to, but of course we have to put in the work for it, so.
And it's also the fact of knowing that you are enough to receive the type of love that you should be getting. Because we all, sometimes we put up with a lot of things because we don't feel like we deserve it, or we're not worthy enough. But that's why it comes down. If you start loving yourself first, dealing with yourself first, then okay, I'm worthy of all these things. I don't have to deal with this, or I don't have to deal with that. But then you show, or you let that other person know without making them feel little or smaller than what they are, because you don't know where they're coming from. Like she said, we're on two different sides of the track. You got basically 4 families, because you got the mother side, the father side. Then you got his mother side, father side, whether it's a girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever. But all of those different upbringings and all of it coming together. So now y'all trying to be one.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. It's work.
That's a task. And I think in that we try to control the aspect, because it's like, all right, we're coming together as one, but it needs to look like this.
Right.
It needs to look like that.
Exactly.
So, when loving someone else, how hard is it to relinquish that control?
Well, I'm just going to speak from my perspective, my experience, because that's how I was when I was in a relationship. Because like I said, I had my father around until my father passed away. So my father exemplified, he showed love to us, to my mother. So to me, that's how I wanted to be loved, from the guys that I dated. And so when I didn't get that, how as women, how we want certain things.
Yeah.
So, of course I would get upset and say certain things, but as in my personal growth, I realized, okay, I had to take inventory of myself. Okay, if this person, didn't have their father around, okay, or they were moving from place to place, just say for instance, if they were adopted or whatever the case may be, how they're going to show you love when they can only show you the love that they have, so I had to realize that it took me some time. Trust me, it took me some time to get to that point, because I wanted a certain type of love. But let me just tell you, in regards to because when God sent me that man that was like my father, I turned him away, because I was so used to being with these unhealed guys. So I messed up. And so now, like I said, and I built up a wall, even after dating certain guys, I got to the point where I built up this wall. Okay, I don't want to date anymore because I'm tired of these unhealed guys, But like I said, I have to realize, everybody background is not like mine. So you have to be able to understand the person only giving you the love that they only can give you. So, and like I said, that took growth. But that's up to you if you want to decide to stay with the person. It's they're trying to heal, or you want to move on. That's up to you. But that's just my thing, and that's why this love is complicated. Is so important to me, because a lot of times that's we don't understand. Like I said, how hard it is from another person's perspective. They're trying to love you the best way they know how to do. So that. Yeah, that's what my thing is.
I'm sitting there taking it all in. Okay. So this is my last question about love before we go back to your career. You know, what is the difference when it comes to the play? Do we show unconditional love, or are we showing love with conditions? Like when people sit and watch the play.
Well, I'm gonna say from the from the spouses, because we do have a couple in there,
Mhm.
and I think in their relationship it shows both. I won't say from who and who, but it shows both, because you have one, it's like, I've been knowing you forever. I loved you back then and I loved you now. And then you have one, well, I do this, this, and this. So that's how you know I love you. You know, so it's like I'm loving you based on these things. So I think it's showing both ways. And they're both recognizable, and they're both real, and they're both true. Like it's happening today, happened last, and it's gonna happen again. You know, so it's gonna hit on all sides of it.
Right, because we also talk about clarity in relationships, how building trust and the meaningful connections, and how a lack of communication can lead to each other not understanding each other's intentions or feelings. So yeah, we talk about all that in stage play.
Okay, see now, April 29th, Love Complicated.
Yes, ma'am.
Get your tickets, because what I'm hearing right now. And tickets can be found on eventbrite.com, correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
And also at offtheordinaryproduction.com.
All right.
Love's Complicated. Stafford Civic Center, April 24th, 4 p.m. and be on time.
Doors open at 3.
The play starts at 4.
Yes.
So let's double back to your career in filming, in script writing. What was the hardest obstacle you overcame for your career, Angela?
Well, for me, I would say going back to when I decided I wanted to do this, I reached out to this person who's been very instrumental in my life, about this is what I'm going to do. And at first, I don't know, maybe I don't know what may have happened, but, I did tell the person, this is what I'm doing, and so, because previous, the person would always support, always cheer me on, but that's okay. This is what I'm doing. Said everything I need to say. And the person said, you're not ready. And that just took me for a loop. I'm like, okay, but previously,
you just said,
yes, was cheering me on, yes, I already know what God's going to do for you. But then when I come to you, because I looked up to the person, for advice, was like, you're not ready. So, okay, so that took me for a loop. Okay, so I got over that because I knew God gave me the vision. So, I mean, I couldn't even be concerned about somebody's opinion, because again, when God gives you a vision, it doesn't matter if everybody doesn't understand. You already know what God gave you. So, so after that, I went on to do the short film, and the first, like I said, the very first project, we won an award for it. So even though it was submitted to several film festivals, but we won for the first one 2 awards, and then for the second one, was it 1 feature or 2? I can't remember.
I think we won 2.
Okay,
it was like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, we did win some awards for it, and then we also traveled to New York as well for the project, and so after that, that's when, like I said, God spoke to me about putting it on stage, because, it's like, you need to put this on stage. This is a message for someone that can help someone. Because, a lot of times people feel like when you have vision, it's supposed to be for everybody. No, it doesn't supposed to be for everybody. Some people will get it, some people will not, but the ones that need it will get it. So I just want to tell everybody, like I said, when you have a vision, it doesn't matter what someone else says. If God gave you a vision, listen, keep going. So that was really, really hard for me to get over, because, when you're expecting somebody, who you looked up to, who, has always been there to support you, to cheer you on, then they say you're not ready. And then, you present them with this, that kind of that did something to me. But like I said, I kept on, because again, don't let anyone limit you. You already know. You already know. So don't let anyone limit you or keep you in a comfort zone when you know there's more for your purpose. So
I definitely agree with you on that. And so you were talking about how hard you were pushed in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Have you pushed someone the same way that you were pushed to encourage them into their goal or into their purpose? Have you done that same thing?
I have, but not as depth as I was. But yes, I have.
You push me all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Because my thing is to, inspire someone. Let them know. Don't let whatever may be going on with you. Don't let that circumstance limit you. Because there's always more. So yeah, I Deetra tell you, even with her, because she has an upcoming project as well. I get on her about writing and shooting her short film. So yes, and that's just my main, not only with her, but even with the cast, just letting them know, I give them, some inspirational words to let them know certain things. So yes, and also my daughter as well. I push her as well.
Definitely. So I love to see that you're paying it forward, but in your own way, mm-hmm. Sometimes, going back to that mother-father love, we learn how to push people the way we were raised to be pushed. And mm-hmm. some people it's not conducive to other people. And even when they are returning like the push back to you, it's like, hold on, why are you coming at me like this? But that's how they were raised, So going back to what you said, Deetra, it all starts in childhood. That's a very pivotal moment for us when it comes to establish who we are, who our characters are, who we are going to be in this world. So yes, child, I'm in this deep crevice. Right?
But look.
We definitely emulate what we've learned, what we've heard, what we've seen. Mm-hmm. We do all that. Yeah. Not just from our parents, but from teachers that we had in school, from the friends that we were able to hang around and their families. Like all of that plays a part in our adulthood. Exactly. Even though we try to hide it and act like it doesn't. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. No. If you dig deep and be honest with yourself, you got some little nasty things you need to get rid of before you can move forward in this society.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Keep it real with yourself.
Exactly.
Self-accountability is so hard to do because we weren't really taught self-accountability. So like once you're
that's right there. That's it.
Baby, okay, you like wait, so I was the one that messed up this relationship, baby. Yes, you were. But I tell, so I'm about to be married 10 years come October. And I tell people, I remember right before I got married, I was like, man, why is it taking us so long to get married? When I tell you God showed in my dream, I was sleeping peacefully. And God showed me in my dream, girl, it's you. It ain't him. It's you. It's some stuff that you need to do. And I remember a few months before we said I do, I literally went back and I said, you know what? I need to apologize. And he was looking at me like, what? I was like, you know what? Thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing this because you didn't have to. Thank you for doing this. And, it's like you really take inventory of yourself and accountability. And after I did that, man, it was just like, because there's no more victim mentality. It's like you can't play victim in everything, in every relationship that went wrong for you. What was your part in it?
Exactly.
What was because it's always cause and effect. What did you do to play a part? Not taking away from what they did, but what did you do to help the situation or make it worse? So, baby, accountability. And we're about to be 10 years strong in the game,
okay? Self-evaluation work for you.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
So how much of your stage play and films include your own reality, and how can people pick up on it in a sense?
For me, honestly, when I do write, it is probably either something I've dealt with, and not just saying in my marriage, but it could be prior to. They won't know what part of my life it happened in. But I am very transparent with that. Most of the time I write, it's either something I might have been feeling. I'll just make it updated to what we're writing about now. But it is something I've dealt with. And I tell people that all the time, like, that's how I write. I write real life, stuff that I've seen and stuff that I've dealt with. So if you know me personally, then you'd be like, oh, she's talking about, oh, she might be saying this about, but they won't know specifically because it's still, some added pieces and then some that I'm taking away from, not to just put me all the way out there. And I never want to embarrass anybody that I've dealt with before, but it's real. When I write, it's real. It's not something I just made up off the top of my head. So
right. And the same with the first one, To Feel Love. Now that was that came to mind because of a family member of mine and a friend of mine. So that story, that's how that came about. Not the entire story, but a lot of it did. But like this one, now this love is complicated. Now this is a little part of my story, but like did you say, you don't know which part it is.
You don't.
But that's how we write. That's why I say that's why the connection was so real. We understand because it's real life, things that happen. It's not like anything we're just making up. Yeah. So
exactly.
So we trying to copy somebody else's story.
You get telling your story. That's the important thing. So as you guys co-writing together, what is that writing process when you're preparing for those stage plays, Angela?
Well, actually, I get, an idea that I want to present because, like I said, we go through life dealing with different type of issues. So, I get a topic on something that's relatable. And so once I do that, I'm writing and then, like I said, I might get writer's block. And then that's when I reach out to Deetra. Hey, Deetra, listen, this is the story. What can you add? And she just, okay, yes, I already know. I can add this particular thing. So that's my writing style. But in the meantime, as well, too, not every character, but normally I have like maybe 2 or 3 actors already in mind to play the role. So that's my writing style. And again, like I said, it's on true life events that happens.
All right. What about you, Deetra? What's your writing process? Not only working with Angela, but on your own projects as well.
So with Angela, when like she said, hey, I got writer's block. So I'll read what she's saying, and then I have questions. Well, I'll ask in a minute, how deep do you want this to get? Do you want this to be this way for this person? Like, I have questions before. Like, where you want me to go? You want me to go the good side? How deep you want me to go? And so based on her response is how I pick up from, okay, she want me to touch lightly, or no, she want me to dig deep. So let me think. Oh, I got something for her. Hold on. And so I just get to writing it out. Like far as me, people laugh when I tell y'all, God be dealing with me in some of these dreams. My dreams be so vivid to where I already see them play out. So the one I'm filming Saturday, it's like a poem that I had wrote years ago. And in the process of us moving, I find my little books and I'm like, man, I forgot I wrote that. Oh, I forgot I wrote this poem. Man, I was dealing with some stuff back in 2003. Like, what is going on? And so I just start piecing it. It's so crazy because it actually tells a story. And so I'll try to piece them together. And then I visualize everything I write. Like, I can already see it. So it makes it easier for me to write. But then I'm like, well, do you really want them to know this about you? And then I have to think, they don't know it's about you. These people don't know, that part of you. It can be something, maybe somebody you dealt with. So it's really getting past myself, because I am transparent, but it's still some things that I have not been able to release. Like, my husband know, my children know, but as far as to the public, it's like, because we have to get over that fear of judgments.
Right. Exactly.
The thing of judgment and saying we are not enough, we aren't this and we aren't that. And I thank God for Angela, because she don't even know. Look, I'm trying not to get emotional, but she has no idea how much she pushes me
Yes.
To just, girl, you good. Like, you need to keep going, you know, and God has been placing women, like Black women in my circle that's like have really been a push for me, because it was a time I didn't want to deal with that part. You know, I didn't want to deal with women. But that's who this season in my life has been. Boss women, broken women that have healed, that's been able to just say, keep going, you got this, you strong, you this, you that. So it has been very, very, very encouraging for me to pick up my pen and write and be transparent and not be worried about what anybody else is going to think about it, you know. So
yeah, because people want to think what they want to anyway, so you
yeah.
might as well be your authentic self. Yeah.
So you were talking about fear of judgment, and the theme for me this whole month is actually to embrace the fear, because on the other side of that is going to be like your true breakthrough.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Turning things that are negative, turning them into the positive, or finding the gem of positive inside that negative.
Yeah.
That's just been the theme for me, not only just in this month of April, but just ongoing for the past 7 months. But how did you make all the tests and trials connect and work in your favor with establishing your production company, Angela?
Well, of course, there had to have been a change of mindset, because I'm the same way too. But what they're gonna think, you know? So I had to get out of my mind. I'm not worried about what anybody thinks from now on. This is my truth, my vision. So instead of focusing on the negative, on what could have go wrong, you know, I reframe my perspective and focus on, you know, things positive. So that's what made me, that's what made me keep going, you know. And then also I had to think about the benefits of taking, you know, the actions and steps, you know, so the opportunities may arise. And so that's where I am today in regards to, like I said, the fear, you know, because you all know fear, fear will have you stuck.
What they say, we are our own worst enemy.
Yes,
Definitely our own worst enemy.
Fear will have you missing out on a lot of opportunities. But I'm so glad, like I said, with a changed mindset, I was able to now, don't get me wrong. Now, I still have, you know, some fear, but, you know, I'm still, like I said, a work in progress. There's growth. I'm still learning. So
what were the steps that you took to start your production company? Were there any experience there for you, or anything of that nature?
No, listen, no experience whatsoever. Look, I just stepped out on faith.
Faith walk,
started off the ordinary production. Yes. There were not one person helped me. So yeah, I just stepped out on faith. But as you know, this is my second year, and then because I want to, of course, elevate. So right now, you know, I'm taking of a coach for as you know the business side, you know, that I'm investing in, of course, to take my business to the next level. Because like I said, no, I didn't have any experience. So I just started out, like I said, hey, on faith.
Now, sometimes us as creators, right, we have the beginning part and we see the end goal, and we can get so focused on that end goal and kind of miss the progress or the process in between. Like, how were you able to like deal with that to navigate through your process in between to the end goal?
Well, I haven't got to the end goal yet. Like I said, I'm still working. I'm still working, and it is a process. It's a process, you know, and it's steps. You know, nothing is easy, and there's no handout for you. So, like I said, I had to just get, like I said previously, just change your mindset. And hey, listen, you're gonna get it. It's trial and error, and it's okay for you to fail. You know, because you have the next day to try it again. So that's my thing. With trial and error, you know, failure, it's okay, you know, because I can always get back up and keep going and try it, you know, a different way if it doesn't work, you know, the way I'm expecting it to work.
So listening to you talk, I forgot my next question. I got so caught up in what I'm like, yes, she is correct. So right now, okay, streaming. So right now, how I look at, I don't know how you feel about being compared to Tyler Perry's story. I don't know how. Are you okay with being compared to that?
No, I can't be compared to Tyler Perry's story. Well, but he's one of my, people that I love me some Tyler Perry.
Admire. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't want to be compared to, but go ahead with your question though.
All right. So I know how how Tyler Perry started. Like he had the stage plays, and I mean, you can find the DVDs in every hood store, and then it transitioned to film. So right now we're in a whole new day and age where it doesn't really cost for us to go store to store and having DVDs and CDs on consignment. So how do you plan to embrace streaming when it comes to your stage plays and having your production out there on those streaming sites like Tubi, Netflix, Amazon, and things of that nature?
Well, I plan to get it out there. Definitely, because it is a message that everyone, can relate to and hear. Now, like I said, I know it's very rare people, do the DVDs, but my goal is, to have it on a streaming platform.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about that.
All right, hey. And I'm no shape or form of eliminating the DVD. I'm just saying a new component to adding it, and like the message that we're sitting here talking about, especially about love, the Black community needs to hear that, because we've never had a true perspective of what love is, right? Learning from someone else, or learning it from this person, or learning it from ourselves, or how we want it to be. And so your production taps on all of that, the Black community needs it. You know what I'm saying?
Even honestly, even with therapy, because back in the day it was always what happened in the house stays in the house. And so here we are dealing with all this trauma, and we're holding on to all, and we don't know how to release it, where to release it, who do we tell. It was always, you were always afraid to talk about it. And I think that's where a lot of fear come in with us as a Black community, trying to step out, trying to do something better. And then you have the crowd mentality, because people only want to see you get so far. Not saying, okay, if I get here, I'm going to help you out. I'm not going to try to keep you down. Like Angela was saying, you're pushing me. And now that I've stepped out there, now you're trying to reel me back in because you didn't see me, or you didn't feel like I can get far without you. You know, we have to get out of that mindset. And now, within the productions that we've done, all of them, it's like there's a therapist. It's okay to go to therapy. We're not doctors. We're not doctors by a long shot, but it's okay for you to seek out help. It's okay to talk about what you're dealing with. What you're dealing with is not, it's not nothing to be ashamed about, like, because if you dealt with it, somebody else is dealing with it, then once you're healed from it, okay, then let your voice speak and be the therapist that don't nobody want to go see. So let them see it visually, because I'm a visual person. You can talk to me all day long, but I need to see some contact. I need to see some action. Let me see how it's done. Don't just tell me, but show me. We from the show me stage. Show me how I can deal with this. And it's okay if you went through it, but how did you overcome it?
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And see,
we definitely hit on that. Like, it's okay to do it.
Yeah, we all deal with something. I don't care what anybody say. We are all dealing with something. People just may not admit it, but we all dealing with something. And so, again, that's what we show on stage. It doesn't matter whatever you're going through. There's still hope. There's still an option for you to, get better at what you're doing. So we do show, like I say, the therapist on stage on both the short film,
good and bad.
Yes. We show, where it's okay to talk to a therapist. It's okay to talk to your family, because sometimes, you don't feel safe talking with your family members. So we show, you have a safe space to talk to a therapist. Yes.
And so, like, again, back to the Black community, we're really not taught to, go to a therapist, because like you said, Deidre, what happens in our house stays in our house. Have anyone of you ladies gone to therapy yourself, or is writing your therapy?
Writing is my therapy. I've never went to an actual doctor, but I don't mind talking to when I used to work for Harris County. I think I was the youngest one in our department. It was a lot of older ladies that was there, and I would literally sit down and talk to them, which is another another way I have learned so much about myself. Because they would always say, well, you don't look like you went through that at a young age. Oh, you don't look like, and I said, I don't. They was like, no. So you're doing well. And my grandmother did teach me how to pray, but praying doesn't always take it away.
Right.
She taught me faith, but that doesn't always help.
Right.
Faith without works is dead. You have to put in the work. Yeah. And it's like, stop. The therapy for me was, like you said, writing. And then when I say God has placed some women in my circle, so yeah, they don't have the PhDs and the MDs and all that behind their name, but the journey that they've been on has just really opened up a path for me to not emulate and follow their journey, but pick up some of the traits and some of the lessons and things like that they learned along theirs. And my outcome might not be the same, but I'm learning how to take those steps to get there. To say, hey, okay, you used to be this way, but this is how you can get out of it. And if you really go back and dig deep, what happened to you that made you, okay, well, when I was 7 years old, I didn't say such and such and such. Okay, so let me get that out. And now once I got that out, okay, now move on to the next step. So that has really been my therapy. Writing, the people that's been in my circle, reading. It's so much. It's so much.
Yes. And the same, writing. No, I've never been to a therapist, but writing, of course. And then, of course, my family, we are a tight-knit family where, we're able to talk about issues going on with us, and it stays right there. Even though you're saying, I know we used to, whatever stays, whatever happened in the house stays in the house, but there's a safe space. What I'm trying to say with my family, when I'm able to talk, and also I'm even real with some of the cast members, to let them know about certain things, because actually one of the actors told me, she said, I can't believe, you're so authentic, that you, because something happened, I got emotional. She said, you was vulnerable at the time. I said, yeah, because that's the only way I know how to be real, because, why am I writing these stories? What's the purpose?
Yeah.
Right. So,
they always say we are the Bible that some people that don't read or don't go to church, so how you live your life, you are the Bible. You are that person. We might, like I said, we don't have the PhDs and all of that, but if I can be real and I'll be authentic with you, I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you my truth. That's gonna help somebody. So that is therapeutic to see I'm not the only one that's dealing with this, or I'm not the only one, that, okay, she made it out. How did she do it? And so now they're coming to you, not just a Bible, but the dictionary, the encyclopedia, however you want to call it, Wikipedia, whatever. You are that instruction. You are the instructional guide. So that's why when I say it's being real with yourself, be honest with yourself first. And if you live the life that you talk about, you live the life that you write about, then of course you're going to draw people in, and people are going to get healed. And, you'll have people coming out the woodworks. Oh my God, you helped me. And that right there for me alone is rewarding. I don't have to get a Grammy. I don't have to get an Emmy, any of that. I don't have to get any of that, but to see that we're helping people and people are being healed and this and that, that's so rewarding.
Yeah,
that is so rewarding.
Yeah.
That's a true reward, because it's like you see the fruits of your own labor. You're like, oh, wow, I did this. And it's like, oh, wow, so yeah.
Like, whatever you went through, you didn't go through it in vain. It wasn't in vain. It was to help somebody.
Right. And then, like I said, our story is not for everybody.
No.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
That's true too. Everybody won't understand it or won't grasp it, but who it's for, it's for. Exactly. And they will see it. And like you're saying, they will gravitate to it. They will attach themselves to it for understanding. Because That's the biggest thing to me. When you have love, trust, and understanding, all those three things go hand in hand. And so it's hard to do because sometimes we don't trust someone, and it's like, oh wait, I really don't trust myself. Back to that accountability.
Back to yourself.
So
yes, ma'am.
It's trying. It's a
what does it always go back to? It always go back to you. It always go back to yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Wow. Okay, this was a great conversation. I mean, you hit on so many different things. Is there anything that you want the viewers to learn that we didn't speak about today, Angela?
The only thing I can say, which we did talk about, is know that, it can be challenging, but stay true to yourself, your values, and, seek guidance from God. Because otherwise, you won't be able to have a sense of clarity and purpose, in your relationship. So that's what I can leave with the audience.
What about yourself, Dietrich? Anything you want the audience to know?
Just give yourself grace. Like, it's okay to not be perfect, because we are not perfect. We all fall short and we all make mistakes. But give yourself grace, even not just looking at our production, but any production that you might see yourself in, whether it's a positive light or a negative light. Give yourself grace. If you can see the error in it, fix it. What can I do to fix myself? Because you don't want to be a better version for somebody else, but you want to be a better version for yourself. Get over the fear and know that you are enough. That's it.
I would agree. So how can we find you guys online? Start with you first, Dietrich. How can we find you on social media?
On Facebook, I am Deetra Brown, Detrah. On Instagram, it's Deetra Chanel. It's DeTrahSchnell.
All right. Angela, how can they find you on social media and your production company as well?
Okay, my production company is Out the Ordinary Production on Facebook and all other social media platforms. My personal tag is I am Angela Perkins.
All right, make sure you guys stay connected with Angela Perkins and Deetra Brown. Again, let them know about Love's Complicated Stage Play, the when, the what's, the where's, and the how's.
Listen, guys, we want to see you April 29th at 4 p.m. at Stafford Civic Center in Stafford, Texas. We are excited about the stage play that we are putting on. So listen, you need to be in the building. 4 p.m. Stafford Civic Center, April 29th.
Doors open at 3. If you do not have VIP tickets, get in where you fit in. Be on time, because we start on time.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Not only changing the narrative with love in the Black community, but us being on time in the Black community.
Being on time, okay.
I struggle with it, but I'm working on it.
Me too. No shame.
I need y'all to get it together.
And of course, it's your girl, a true lady. You already a true lady. You already know to find me, Such a Lady 85 on all social media platforms. Or really search for the hashtag Catch the Tea. And we out.
Thank you for having us. That was so much fun.